I just said I should find time again for us to talk for some two obvious reasons. One, like I told you the other day, you saw the commander-in-chief. I tried to make now a follow-up. One from the fatherly concern I saw, he expressed. And then second is also a follow-up to the bit we talked that day. What matters, I know your interest is to subtle the whole case and make sure that it is an in-house thing and that the matter shouldn't go out. But what matters here, sir, is how is the case going to be managed? Here you actually have to play a role yourself for obvious reasons which I told you the other day, that you have to speak yourself. You have to say how the whole thing is. Honestly, I have my reasons for this. I have my reasons because you see, others are there making statements, they are speaking, and they are saying all kinds of things. It may be true, it may not be true. And second is that unless you speak, you see, SIP has not come to talk to you yet. Have they reached you? It's part of actually the respect accorded to you. That's why they have not reached you yet. And they have been told to wait and to still see ways where it can be maneuvered for you. And because I know Oga has this interest, that's why I'm here actually to have discussions with you and to see what other details you can give us. Because you see, like I told you, Oga's annoyance is that you refuse to tell him much. And all the rest are speaking. There is a cassette I wanted to bring here for me to play for you. The contents in that cassette actually the outcome of one of your meetings. I think they said it's General Adisa who never trusted the meeting initially, that entered with a small tape recorder into your meetings, and he recorded everything. And the cassette was played for SIP. And now SIP took the cassette back, and I think they are trying to actually present it to PRC. So I rush now to have discussions with you. I listened to it carefully. But if you want, I can still find a way of bringing it to play for you. You were in the meeting, Chief of Army Staff was in the meeting, GOC2 Division was in the meeting, the CO3 Guards Battalion was in the meeting, FADIPA was in the meeting, CO 81 Guards Battalion also was in the meeting. Those were the ones that had their voices in the discussions. And this cassette was presented by Major General Adisa. He said he actually had played his own role, and that by reporting, he did it actually to show to the country that he didn't mean harm to the state. So I think briefly, sir, you know it's a fasting period. I want to rush also to prayers now. Yes, sir.
Maybe we should have found a better time because I know it's fasting period.
Yes, sir.
You know, the last time I came here, I begged you not to go further with this investigation. Let us treat this matter as a family problem. I have made a mistake in that when this idea of wanting to force the Edo State to resign was mentioned, I fell into it. You see, and I have begged, I told you the reasons why, you know, Oga created the gap between me and him. In the last 9 months, I told Oga himself, he was not consulting me on anything. This vision 2010 that was constituted, I did not know anything about it. All the names there, I did not have one single name. All this the dissolution of cabinet, I was not consulted. When the cabinet was reconstituted, I was not consulted. When these ambassadors were appointed, I was not consulted. Even the electoral officers that we sat down in my house to compile, by the time it came out, I was not consulted. People have come in. Guazu, Rishikola, all these people have come in between me and Oga. So when this idea of Bama is talking of forcing the CNC to resign and all this thing, you know, I mean, I don't know where I belong. All I did was to ask Olariwaju to come. And I mentioned it to him, that look, this is the thing. And Olariwaju even cautioned. He said I should give him time to go and find out, you know. And when he came back and he told me that yes, he had found out and he spoke to, I don't know whether he spoke to Aziza, but I think he spoke to Aziza, and Aziza confirmed, that yes. That was the time I gave full support. All I was cautioning, if you listen to this tip you are talking about, I don't want bloodshed, I don't want coup, I don't want bloodshed, I don't want coup, I don't want bloodshed, I don't want coup. All these things I was saying. You see, the mistake I made is the gap that Oga creates between me and him. But all I'm begging and praying for is that these people involved are too close to Oga for any world exposure. When you talk of Ashimangaji, you talk of Bama, you talk of Abisa, you talk of Olariwaju, they are Oga's children, including me. You see, so I am begging you in the name of God, Mustafa, you are the only person who can do this thing. Make this thing an in-house thing. Let everybody come and prostrate before Oga and apologize. A mistake has been made. The reason for my own, I have told you. Please, I'm begging you in the name of God. Okay, like all these speeches you are talking about now, there is none there that is mine. Like the speech Mangashi told, it came from Lagos. It was sent by Olariwaju, by through one major Akali, but Akali does not know anything about it, so please, because it was sealed. It was sealed. You see, people involved are too close. We have made mistake. This mistake should not end everything that Oga has done for all of us. He built all of us. I was to retire as a commandant war college. He was the one who, know everything, you know what you have gone through. You know what this thing can bring now, the shame it will bring onto me, the shame it will bring even onto the system. Even forgot to ask me to go to retire today now. I will cry because I want to complete this transition program with him, and it's not too late. Mustafa, you are the only one who can do it. You are the only one that can do it. Let them stop all this investigation, please. Get these people to let them come and prostrate before Oga and talk to Oga and beg him. And what I've gone through in the last 12 days now, I have never gone through it in my life. To be incarcerated without seeing anybody, without talking, is more than sufficient punishment. Anything beyond that can even make one go mental. Please.
Yes, sir. You see, like I told you, if you are now, one is to propose the withdrawal of the SIP, for example, the investigation to be withdrawn like you are proposing, there must be data that actually the head of state should utilize to say, okay, I'm now saturated with all the data before me, and based on the powers vested in him, he can now say, okay, SIP to stand down. But he must know. Unless he knows, sir, you see, there is no way, honestly.
But like which data?
So much, you see, in the whole thing, sir, you mean, when you went there, sir, I was not around.
Yes.
But have you had discussions with the CNC as to how the whole plan was?
I had discussion with the CNC. I told him everything.
Okay, I was not privy to your discussion.
I told him everything, and I told him that look, the foolishness, the devil that used me to go along with these people without mentioning it to you is just because of the gap that you created between us. And I cited all these examples that I'm citing to you. And I was begging him that, look, if the world should hear all these people planning something against you, it's not in our own interest, it's not in your own interest. So the best thing is to treat this matter as a family affair. Treat it as an inside matter. The moment this investigation starts going on here and there, it will not fetch us any good. I appealed to him, and then that day I knelt down before him, and he told me it's all over. Honestly, you see. But I know that the moment I go, some other people can come and start putting pepper and all this thing. That is why all of us are relying on you. I am relying on you. I'm begging you. All these people involved, they are too close. They are too close, please.
Okay, sir. I'm going to go back on condition that if there are things you skipped that you didn't tell the CNC at that time, that you can update me with, I will go back to tell him, hoping that that will give him enough data, and I'll be able to say that these are the things I heard from you, and hoping that we can use that to beg him to tell the SIP to stand.